Thanks, Eli. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming here today. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce Cam and Dayron and their first day here at HSS and welcome them to the Knits family and also welcome their families. So, Derek and Michelle and Leslie, thank you so much for making time to come here, and we're excited to get to know you just as we are these two fine young men beside me. It's been a privilege for us to get to watch them throughout the year, watch them develop through their college career, and very excited to get them with Coach Nash and the rest of the coaching staff and watch them continue to develop and be part of the Knits family here. So, without further ado, welcome, guys. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This is an exciting day. I remember 25 years ago being in their seat, and now how special this is. And for us as an organization to have, like Sean said, two fine young fellas who are highly skilled and with big upside, it's really exciting for our franchise. So it's always good to have some youth and some guys in our program that can give a lot of energy and continue to grow and aspire to be great NBA players. So this is going to give our group a lift, and our coaching staff's excited to welcome these guys on board as well.
All right, we're going to start with Tom Dowd from BrooklynNets.com.
Good morning, everybody. First question for Dayron. Dayron, welcome to Brooklyn. Just curious, a lot of mock drafts speculated that just before you would be headed. Just wondering what your process was like in terms of contact with the Nets before the draft, and then look at what your expectations were going into draft night.
I had a workout with the Nets. I came in, did what I was supposed to do. We had a great conversation, an interview. Felt like I did a great job when I came to work out for him. Going to draft night, I was just hoping to get drafted, and luckily, I was still on the board with the Knicks. The Knicks had a pick, and they picked me. So it's like a dream come true. They gave me a chance, opportunity to prove myself, and I feel like I'm gonna be a sleeper in this year's draft. So.
Go to Greg Logan from UCLA.
Cam, we know you're a great scorer. I just want to ask you how you think you fit in with the Nets, and if you can continue scoring at a high level, even with a professional team that has guys like Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, definitely. I can just, come in off the bench and still provide scoring. You can never have too much scoring in NBA nowadays. So I feel like just having me coming off the bench and scoring, providing that energy for the team, whether it's scoring, playmaking, or whatever it is, I feel like I can, contribute right away. So I just want to, go out there and give my best.
Christian Whitfield, you are here with me.
What's going on, family? Dayron, Christian Winfield here. Welcome to Brooklyn. This question is for Dayron. Just curious, the center position is one that I would assume from college to the pros is completely different because of the physicality of the position in this league. Can you kind of give me some insight as to A, how you can prepare for that physicality, and B, this is a team that likes to switch everything on defense. Is that something that you're comfortable with, and is that going to be a learning curve to adjust to?
I feel like when it comes to physicality, I feel like I'm a physical player. I really not let nobody push me around or do what they want. I'm gonna hold my ground. And the way I can prepare for the NBA level of physicality, just getting my body stronger, getting my body right. And when it comes to switching, I feel like I'm comfortable. I like to accept the challenge when I switch onto a guard and think they gonna abuse me, but I like to accept the challenge and prove people that I can defend.
Brian Lewis, you are coach.
There you go. I'm curious. One question for Dayron. Is this, when you look at the roster, it looks like the Nets have a ton of centers, but some of them are free agents, some have been out of rotation altogether of late. Do you look at this and see potentially an opportunity for you to come in and get some significant minutes?
I feel like I have to prove myself to get my minutes. I feel like if anything you got to do, you got to prove yourself before anybody gives you respect. And I feel like I just got to come in, like whatever the Nets need me to do, I can do it. And that's my mindset from day one.
Shipper, you got buddy?
Yeah, I got one for either Dayron or Cam. Did you guys know each other prior to getting taken by the Knicks, whether it's playing against each other in AAU somewhere, or is this the first time you guys really talked fans in basketball?
We know each other. 'Cause we the same agency, so me and Cam was with each other in pre-draft. I never really got to play Cam in high school, I don't think. So we never played each other in high school. But like we came to CAA, you know, we got to work out with each other, live for all this. So like we already family. So the Nets made two good picks.
Hey, gentlemen, if both of you could answer this, but Cam, I'll start with you. Have you guys heard at all from Kyrie, from Kevin, from James since you all joined Brooklyn?
No, not yet, because I guess those guys are very busy, you know, and I'm trying to get settled in here. So, you know, I guess when the time comes, you know, everybody will, you know, link up and, you know, contact each other. But everybody's just so busy right now, KD in Tokyo, and I don't know where James and Kyrie at. So, and then you know, with me trying to get settled in here, you know, get my footing in. So, I guess once the time comes, it'll be, you know, a good thing to happen.
I haven't talked to him either.
And then, I mean, I'm sure you guys grew up watching them when you kind of come to terms with being selected by the team that those three guys play for. What were the thoughts that went through your mind?
I was like, dang, I'm about to play with KD, James Harden, and Kyrie. It's crazy. Cause you know, like I play the game, so on 2K we consider the Nets a super team, so you can't play with them because Kyrie, James Harden, KD, they dunk and make everything. So.
Brian Holden, Associate Press.
Yeah, a question for Sean. Obviously, this was such a potent team during the season, but when Kyrie and James went down in the playoffs, you guys struggled to score up for a couple games here. I know that's kind of a fluke to lose two guys at once like that, but did it make you evaluate whether you need another scorer like Cam? You didn't quite have enough even.
Well, I think like Cam said earlier, you can never have enough, right? So we're always looking for the best available. Very fortunate that both these young men were on the board where we were picking, so we're thrilled at that. And they bring some intangibles. You know, we love what they do from a competitive standpoint, getting to know them a little bit, getting to know their personalities and the intangibles, like I mentioned. So they'll fit right in. I know they both own the fact that there's a big development curve and so forth. Regarding just the scoring piece, that's certainly something we're always looking for. But again, we're trying to look at where the other holes may be in the roster, and to do it. To have a draft before free agency, and you're never sure what's going to happen. We're fortunate to have these guys and watch them develop.
Back out with Shipper.
Yeah, just one more for Dayron. Cam said on draft night that he had any pre-existing relationships with anybody on the team. I'm wondering if there's anybody you thought that on the current roster before. I know you and Kyrie both the same high school coach, Kevin Boyle.
I don't know nobody either. I never got a chance to meet Kyrie, even though he Coach Boyle coached him. But Coach Boyle talking about all the time though in practice. So.
Back to Christian Winfield.
Hey, Sean, it's Steve. I've got one question for each of you. Steve, I'll start with you. Hey, how's it going? Happy summer. Hope you're enjoying yourself. My question for you is when you look at Cam, when you look at the backcourt that you have right now with Kyrie and James, how do you envision him playing off of those guys? And for Sean, my question is simple. Just obviously you guys are deep into the luxury tax now. Does that have any impact on what you guys are going to be able to do in terms of re-signing your own free agents? Like, is that going to deter you, or are you married to the fact that you're going to have to pay the luxury tax no matter what?
Good to see you, Christian. As far as Cam goes, I don't want to set any expectations other than for him to come in and compete and to work at his game. And if he earns minutes, great. And if he doesn't, it doesn't. We always got to think long term too. These are young guys coming into this league, and they both have the potential to play in this league. They got to earn it and prove it on a contending team. they both may very well earn minutes, but they both may not. And that doesn't mean that we're discouraged in any way. We want to develop these guys regardless of whether they're playing, not playing. So this is a long-term play that may happen quicker than we think, and they may earn minutes right away. But if not, we're just as excited about their long-term development and have to stay the course and continue to work on, all the intangibles and all the things that they need to do on the court. So we're just excited that they're talented young guys that come into our program, can bring energy, life, spirit, and hopefully contribute on the floor. But if not, we're just as excited about their long-term future.
Yeah, Christian, to make short of that is, yes, we're married to the luxury tax. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We know where we are. We know where we've been heading for some time now, and that's the commitment that Josiah has made. And to have an owner like that, that's all in, and we're committed for this year and the following years. So regarding re-signing our own free agents, the fact of the matter is that they've played very well throughout this year, and a credit to them. So they deserve the opportunity to see what the market looks like and what the market bears. And all we can do is see where the dust settles over the next 4, 5, 6 days, and go from there.
This is for both players. Just curious, what these past couple days immediately after the draft have been like for you, that set up in Brooklyn a little bit, and how much you're looking forward to, getting on the court this week and presumably getting ready for summer league.
Yeah, just, for me, because I was in Brooklyn like the whole week for the draft, green room, and then, for me to be drafted here, I didn't have to go nowhere. So I've been out here since Tuesday, just getting acclimated with everything. So, it's good. I've been on the court Saturday and Sunday. So, I'm starting to get a feel for everything, getting back in the floor, basketball. So, so it's been great just to, get acclimated to Brooklyn and all.
With me, I had a draft party back in my hometown. I just got here yesterday. Before I go, I just spent time with my family and friends before I left for good. Been out here since yesterday. I really do know. I kind of went to sleep though. That flight took a toll on me. But coming up this week, I'm ready to get on the court and start working and trying to prove that the Nets made the right decision in some league.
Back in the league energy.
Again, this question is for Sean. It's good to see you again, Sean. I'm just wondering how much of a priority for you guys is retaining Blake Griffin, and then from the treetop perspective, when you're looking at, I know you talk a lot about the best availability fit. What are the big picture needs? You're like, okay, X, Y, and Z would be fully successful free agency.
Yeah, well, to address Blake, I think we all saw the intangibles that he brought to us last year. Some on the court, some maybe not, some behind the scenes, and what he did in the locker room, the veteran presence, the leadership that he had. So he was absolutely terrific. And found a niche with the team. I think we would love him back. That is certainly the plan. There's no secret about that. As far as our needs go, I think that's a question that Steve and I have discussed over the course of the last really month and a half of trying to plug some of these holes. And there's a little bit of a what if so-and-so doesn't come back, or what if we're, in this quandary and so forth. So there'll hopefully be some good choices out there. The fact of the matter is that, we have a pretty good team, and, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We don't want to screw it up too bad. We want to add obviously depth at the big position. And that's going to be important from a defensive and rebounding standpoint. So we'll see where it all shakes out, but we'll know in a few days, I guess.
Ryan Lewis.
This is for Steve. Good to see you again. I'm curious with when you look at Cam's shooting, his stroke is about as pure as it gets. But maybe the efficiency hadn't quite measured up to where his shooting stroke is. Is that, do you consider part of that just his kind of unswerving confidence in his ability? And you have to kind of get him maybe to understand what the an efficient shot or a good shot is better than you get in school, or was that the nature of the roster that you've done and kind of forced to take some of those shots because that's what you need?
Yeah. Hey, Brian. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some thing to all of that. I mean, I think he was probably asked to do a lot in college and to create a lot off the bounce and take tough shots late in the clock. And so, sometimes, it's not easy to really project someone's percentages from college to the pros because they're in a different environment, playing a different game. There's less space and all those things in college at times. So, I think he's more than capable to be an excellent shooter in our league. And, he's got to go out there and prove it. He's got to work at it every day. All great shooters shoot every day and work at it religiously. But for me, all the tools are there. And it's more a matter of the environment and the college game versus the pro game. And he plays with other great players. He's going to get a lot of open looks, and he won't be asked to manufacture as many, and which can be very difficult on your percentages.
Back to Greg Roden.
Cam, I apologize for this. I'm going to repeat my first question because we're having trouble hearing everybody except John. So can you lean into the microphone as much as possible and speak loudly as far as how you regard what you can contribute in the way of scoring for this team?
Yeah, just just me being 3-level school, I can just bring all of that to the Nets off the bench, whether it's out the gate or later in the year, because you can never have too much scoring. You can never have too much scoring, and I'm just ready to contribute, whether it is now or later in the year. So I just can't wait to get to work.
Sharpe.
Yeah, I got two for Steve. Good to see you, Steve. You talked about the beginning of this thing, how this is your first involvement with the draft in 25 years since you came out as a player. What was your involvement like with this, and what was the learning curve you had to kind of get up to speed on all the guys on your radar as the season ended?
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, actually I got involved last year, so this is the second draft, but it's been such a unconventional two drafts, so to speak, with COVID and all the scouting situation. So frankly, we let the pros do that. Of course, the front office shares video, shares intel, shares stats and analytics on all the prospects that we are able to look into and give opinions. But I think at that point, I really want to rely on the experts who have studied these guys, have studied the landscape, have studied their backgrounds, their skill sets, their potential. That stuff means more to me almost than just my own eyes, because I know how much time our scouting department and front office puts into it. So I think it'd be very naive for me to come in over the top rope saying, you're crazy. This kid isn't that, when they've watched him play 15 times live and met everyone in his life and done all the due diligence. So, but having said that, it is a great to learn, to grow, to watch how they work, to be able to share my thoughts when asked and called upon. And if anything, I'm learning through this experience with how they manage, a draft preparation. No. Yeah, I think it's ideal to try to replace like for like. I'm not sure that's realistic. Everyone's different, but really we were just really happy for Ime to move on to the Celtics. Incredible opportunity for him. It's well deserved. For Mike to retire is also well deserved. He's meant an incredible amount to me in my career and was phenomenal in my first season as a coach, helping guide me and mentor me there. So trying to replace them is obviously going to be very difficult. But David and Brian are two great coaches who have a ton of experience, great reputations. Will add a lot to our staff. I imagine they'll be slightly different than Mike and Ime, but I think that our cohesion and our ability to work together and we just have great camaraderie in our staff. We have a great feel for one another, great enjoyment, and kind of that fun factor. We make it fresh every day for one another and enjoy what we do. So I think these guys will fit right in. They'll add expertise and experience, and they'll also fit in personally. So they have a history with some of our players as well, which is important. And I think all those things add up to being a really positive hires for us.
Got time for a couple more, so we'll go to Greg Logan.
For Sean, speaking to Bobby Marks of ESPN, he said that if you sign Spencer Dinwiddie to a contract in the 20 million range, it would increase your luxury tax from 60 million to 150 million. So, what is your philosophy as far as how to spend money like that? Would you do something like that for one player, or would it be more important to get as many assets as possible, say, in a sign and trade for Spencer?
Well, I think that's the quandary where we're at, right, Greg? Where it's an interesting dilemma. It's a good one to have. Spencer deserves his ability to go into the free agent market and test it. But as you mentioned, if we're going to participate in a sign and trade and the likes, it's really up to Spencer. It's up to Spencer to where he wants to play first and foremost. He's going to have to decide that. How we spend that money and how much luxury tax we go into, we've already got the commitment from Josiah that, look, we're going for it. We're in. We're not going to take shortcuts at this stage. But at the end of the day, it's, I've got to be responsible. The front office group has to be responsible for how we build a team, not only looking at the next few years, but 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line here too as well. And so I have a responsibility to the current players and the staff and to build a contender and help build a contender, and also just be wary of what's down the track as well.
Last question, we'll go to Christian Lincoln.
My question is for both Cam and Dayron. Again, welcome to Brooklyn. Just wondering, what did you guys know about Brooklyn before coming here? And since you've been there, have you guys gotten an opportunity to do anything fun for sightseeing or do any cool restaurants? What you guys know?
No, yesterday I ate at Grimaldi's with my mom, so that's probably the only thing I did because, I'm just here trying to get settled in. So I haven't really had a chance to go out anywhere. So, and just been in the gym the last 2 days. So that's probably all I'll be doing since I'm here.
I haven't been nowhere. I haven't been anywhere. Coming on in Brooklyn, you see like past 2 years, KD, Harden, Kyrie, Blake Griffin, Marcus Aldridge, super teams. Everybody was calling them on social media. Before that, it was the Knicks. Looking at Vince Carter, you had Joe Johnson, Paul Pierce, Darren Williams. So I feel like I know a little bit about the Nets. I really don't know the history about the Nets, but I know a lot of players that probably came through here. I was fans of growing up, so magnificent for me to be here, and I love the opportunity.
I meant more so like the city of Brooklyn instead of the franchise. Do you know anything about the city?
Oh no, I don't know too much about the city. I'm a country boy,
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you soon.